What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Max Forti with another video. In today's video, as you saw from the thumbnail, it's going to be the best and the worst fragrances of 2019, in my opinion, of course. So 2019 came and went, and with it, hundreds of releases, some good, others not so great. In this video, the whole purpose of this video is to highlight my favorite releases, hence the best, and the ones that were not so great, or in my opinion, the most disappointing releases of 2019. So if you want to check out my choices, stick around, they're coming up next. Welcome back to another video. Just a quick warning before I start, a little notice here. If you were triggered in any way, shape, or form with this video, I just want you to know that's not my intention whatsoever. These are just my choices. As you know, fragrance is very subjective. My favorite might be your least favorite or vice versa. So please do not be triggered. Take my choices with a grain of salt. So with that out of the way, let's get into the choices. So I'm going to try to give you a highlight, a little bit of a few words on each of the fragrances, just because I don't want the video to be too long. I'm going to be covering 20 fragrances altogether. So one of my favorite releases of 2019 happens to be from the house of BVLGARI, and of course it is called Wood Neroli. So, continuing the Wood Essence, I think was the one that came out last year or 2018 now. 2019's Wood Neroli was actually a tremendous Neroli fragrance for a citrus aromatic fragrance. This stuff actually lasted a long time. It's a combination of citruses with a little bit of a suede leather accord in the dry down, some cypriol, kind of an oil that gave this a real nice longevity on the fragrance, a real nice projection as well. So all in all, I have actually a full review on this if you guys want to check it out. Wood Neroli, definitely a great citrus fragrance that was released this past year of 2019. One of my favorites for sure. The 9th spot highlighted fragrance here is going to be from the house of Calvin Klein. This is Calvin Klein Eternity Parfum edition, which was actually, again, another one that took the original CK Eternity profile or DNA or scent character, adding some really nice modern components to it, making it a little bit creamier with like a vanilla dry down. Took that barbershop-like feel to the next level, making it a really nice release in my opinion. One of my favorites from the designer genre in the 2019. So if you guys haven't checked out, if you're a fan of the original Eternity, definitely do check out Eternity Parfum. In my opinion, actually the new Eternity Parfum is actually better than the current formulation of Eternity EDT, which is very lackluster. So if you like that scent character, do check out Eternity Parfum. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Here's yet another one that I do have a full review on if you guys want to check out, from the house of ARMANI. I think was definitely their best release this year. This is called ARMANI Code Absolu. It takes the orange blossom with green apple up top with some leather and tonka components, which normally you would think, at the vanilla tonka combination with the dry down, it's going to be a very common combination these days, but they actually did quite a good job with that fragrance, making it almost gourmand-like and quite appealing and sensual, to be honest with you. Definitely one of the highlights in the designer game this past year, 2019. So if you haven't checked out, definitely go check it out. I think it's a great one for evening wear, for night out. If you want something even a little bit romantic, I think ARMANI Code Absolu will definitely fit that bill. Speaking of leather, sensual, here's another one from a designer house, from Issey Miyake. This is called Pulse of the Night. Issey Miyake actually over the past few years have been quite on the roll, releasing some really amazing fragrances. I think from 2016 and up, they've been doing quite a good job in the designer genre. Too bad a lot of those fragrances we don't get, like Noir Ombre, for example. They're very hard to find here in America. But this particular one you can actually find readily available, and I highly suggest you guys check out. This one's called Pulse of the Night. And it's again a leather, vanilla, tonka, and amber type of scent that is just absolutely out of this world good, guys. Check it out. Again, another one I have a full review on. Definitely one of the most and best highlights of the designer game in 2019. And so I don't have to talk about, hey, I have a review on this or I have a review on that. Actually, I'm going to include some of the reviews that I do have on these fragrances down in the description. I'll have the link so you guys can check out some of these reviews if you wish to do so. But here's another one that I do have a review as well. This is from the house of L'Artisan Parfumé, which is one of my favorite French niche houses. And this is one that took a very strange note, if you will, and made it into an amazing fragrance, in my opinion. This is called Bana Banana, which is a banana-based scent. As strangely and weirdly as it sounds, it's actually quite good. It dries out to this iris, woodsy kind of a dry down that's very reminiscent of Bois d'Argent from Dior, La Collection Privée. So if you guys like that particular fragrance, definitely do consider checking out Bana Banana. You're going to definitely enjoy it for sure. Before I review my actually 5 top choices and favorite releases of 2019, I thought I'd give you guys a couple honorable mentions. These 2 honorable mentions are actually good scents, really good actually performance. The scent itself is great. However, both of these fragrances are actually dupe or quote-unquote copies of other very popular fragrances. That's why it's going to just get an honorable mention or a little slap on the wrist, if you will. And one is from the house of Mancera, which I do love the house of Mancera, but they took that very popular Baccarat Rouge 540 and made a fragrance, which is extremely nice, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty much a copy with some minute changes. And of course, I'm talking about Instant Crush, which is a very nice, sensual, romantic type scent, but it is kind of amped up, more vanilla, sweeter, creamier, fragrance version of Baccarat Rouge 540. And the other one, the other honorable mention is going to be from the house of Montblanc, and this is going to be Explorer, a fragrance that I did review on this channel, and it did great for me, and it still does very good for me when it comes to a fragrance to wear, really nice and get compliments. But we all know it smells very similar to Creed Aventus. That's why it smells amazing. So that's the fact that I'm giving both of these fragrances just honorable mentions and not great releases of 2019, even though they were good ones. All right, so let's get into my favorite releases of 2019, starting with this one right here from the house of Xerjoff. This is Starlight, which is from the Shooting Star collection. I actually reviewed this not too long ago for you guys. It's gonna be a almost boozy type scent, very ambery, a little bit sweet. I think it leans a little bit towards the feminine side, but it's something that I would wear for sure. It's leathery, it's ambery, it's sweet, and it's definitely very, very sensual, guys. If you can, do check this out. I wouldn't say go blind buy it, but it is a tremendous find for me, or a great release in 2019. Definitely one of my favorites here at the 5th spot of one of my favorites for 2019. So Christopher Chong has stepped down from Amouage as creative director. He's no longer there, so Amouage is kind of restructuring and doing things differently. However, he did release a couple really nice ones. One which was Portrayal Man, which is a great scent, very reminiscent of like Fahrenheit. Again, I did a full review on that one. It's like a vetiver type scent, smoky. And this one here, which is a boozy type scent that has a very nice old school type feel with the boozy patchouli. This is called Overture Man. I absolutely love this stuff. At the number 4 spot here on my favorite releases of 2019. So I would say that yes, Christopher Chong left the house of Amouage on a high note with Overture, guys. Great round of applause for this one, definitely a great one. And on to my third pick of the best releases of 2019. The third one here is actually a discovery of mine in 2019. I just recently got into this fragrance, in this fragrance house, which was back, I think, in April. And this is from the house of Byron. It's called the Chronic, which my wife actually stole this bottle from me. That's right. If you're watching it, you know I'm telling people the truth here. She did steal it. I actually gave it to her. The Chronic is actually Extrait de Parfum, and it's a vanilla bomb. It's a vanilla bomb with amber and some spices. It smells like $1,000,000. I love when she wears this, and I guess you could say this is her signature scent for the cold weather. She's been wearing, even in the warm weather, like spring around May and June, she was rocking this stuff like there's no tomorrow. So, and you don't need much. That's why if you see here, the bottle's almost full still, because you only need like 1 or 2 sprays and it'll last the whole day. So definitely a fantastic kudos, amazing release from the house of Byron. I can't wait to see more. I mean, Mula Mula was amazing a couple years ago, but this one here is definitely my favorite, and I can't wait to see more from this particular house of Byron. This stuff here, the Chronic, guys, stellar fragrance, head turning. Go check it out if you haven't, at my 3rd spot. At the 2nd spot, we have a fragrance which was like a remake of an existing fragrance, which was an Extrait de Parfum. The house of ROJA Parfums. This is Danger, which is a Parfum Cologne 2019 release. I absolutely love Danger because it has almost like a Fougère / Chypre. It's like a Fougère Chypre combination. Leathery, a little bit smoky, but definitely very aromatic, guys. I actually love this stuff from all the different ones that they released this past year from the Parfum Cologne collection. This is definitely my favorite, along with Elysium, are the 2 that I reach out for the most. As you can see, I wore, I'd say, 1/3 of the bottle already. And this was actually my scent of the day at Scent Explorer 2019 that I layered with M7 from Yves Saint Laurent. Danger itself is a fantastic scent, and I think did an outstanding job with this Parfum Cologne version of this fragrance, which made it a little bit more wearable and less pungent, if you will. So, but it's still long lasting. I get 8+ hours with this fragrance. So at the 4th favorite release of 2019, we have Danger from Parfums, from ROJA Parfums, a Parfum Cologne edition. All right, so before I give you guys and reveal my first and number 1 and favorite release of 2019, I'm actually going to give you guys the 10 worst fragrances, in my opinion, or the ones that really fell short or really were disappointing for me in 2019. And then at the end of the video, I'll review my number 1 favorite release of 2019. So let's get into the worst. Okay, so starting with the worst releases or most disappointing releases of 2019, I have to give one of the highlights here to A-Man Ultimate. Mugler is a fragrance collection. Mugler A-Man, the collection, is one that I really follow very avidly and very close. I mean, I have the whole collection, including Ultimate, but it's one that I really didn't care for, guys. It didn't know what it wanted to do. It didn't know if it wanted to be an Oriental, if it wanted to be an aromatic type scent. It was all over the place, but really felt like something was missing. You had that quote unquote cappuccino note, but I couldn't really get that. Again, I have a full review on that. It was like a sweet patchouli with some oriental facets, but really felt like it was not fully done or fully developed. I really didn't like that one, guys. So I don't know what your opinion is on A-Man Ultimate, but to me, it was the ultimate disappointment. I did not like that one, guys. At the ninth spot here, we have one from the house of Carolina Herrera, which hasn't really put something really amazing out in quite a while. This is CH Bad Boy, with the one with the lightning bolt. I did a review for you guys as well. And again, I'll have all the links to the reviews in the description if you guys want to check it out. But Bad Boy really, again, felt short because it was supposed to be like this oriental gourmand kind of fragrance with this powdery cocoa kind of a vibe. I was thinking something along the lines of Dior Homme Intense, and it was really not in that vein or in that same terrain at all. It was like miles away from being a great oriental scent. It really felt short, guys. Again, it felt like, a lot was missing. What you got from Bad Boy was really a lot of the same. That amber, ambroxan, ambery kind of a tonka, sweet kind of a vibe, which is even lackluster for a fragrance of that magnitude. So Bad Boy, another one that fell short for me. Another one that fell short for me from the house of Davidoff, which again is another house that, after they put out the leather, they had like a almost private blend type of a collection that they put out, which was amazing, I think in 2015, 2016. And since then, nothing really good came out of Davidoff. And this one here is called Run Wild. And Run Wild was quite a forgettable scent. Two reasons. Number one, it was very similar to Paco Rabanne Invictus. It was like a combination between Victus and Aqua. And number two, it was extremely lackluster. You're lucky if you got, 3 to 4 hours out of that fragrance. So again, my one question to these companies is why? Why spend the money on advertisement? Why spend the money on releasing fragrances that are very, very subpar or dupes of other existing fragrances that are going to be lackluster? If you're going to do like a dupe or AKA something that's going to be similar to something that already exists, at least gives us something that's powerful, it's going to have good longevity and projection. Not the case here at all. So Run Wild from Davidoff, another one that fell short in my list. Another one that was a huge disappointment for me was Dolce&Gabbana's K. I had tremendous expectations, high hopes for this one. From the note breakdown, you had pimento, you had vetiver, you had lavender, blood orange. I thought this thing was going to be a powerhouse, a statement type scent, but it was anything but that. It was very lackluster, just easy to wear, sure, it smells good, pleasant, but again, a lot of the same. It's a lot of what we're used to. There's nothing intriguing, nothing, not one particular note that stood out or made this a stellar or unique scent at all. So Dolce Gabbana K, another disappointment for me. Really, really fell short on the scent itself, on the performance itself. So another big disappointment for me in 2019 was definitely Dolce & Gabbana's K. This next one I'm not going to spend too much time on. This is from Salvatore Ferragamo from the Uomo collection, which I do love. This is definitely the ugly duckling of the collection. This is called Urban Feel, which is basically a blue scent. It takes after a lot of the blue scents that we're accustomed to, but it made it into a very, very light blue scent at that. So Urban Feel, very, very, very short on my list. One that I would never repurchase, and one that I would caution you to get blindly. Please do try it before you get it. And again, take it with a grain of salt. This is my taste. I just thought this one really, really fell short, especially when you look at others from this Uomo collection. Urban Feel is definitely one that shouldn't have been in this collection. Speaking of ugly ducklings, or ones that couldn't really live up to the expectations of the predecessors or the earlier releases of that particular collection, we find another one in Spicebomb's Night Vision, which in the fragrance community was a huge failure. Everybody that tried that fragrance didn't really care for it because, again, it had nothing to do with Spicebomb, that beautiful tobacco that we love. In fact, it was very, very similar again to that ambroxan sweet tonka that we see a ton of releases in the market that's flooded and saturated with releases like that. So Spicebomb, a Night Vision, one that I truly, truly didn't like, and one that, in fact, I don't even have the bottle anymore. I gave it away, gave it to my son. I think it's great for high school. It's very sweet, very playful. But unlike, Armani's Code Absolu, which is also sweet and playful, which is made amazingly well, creamy, very succulent, and balsamic, it's Spicebomb Night Vision is one that really didn't live up to the expectations of previous Spicebomb releases. So definitely made my least favorites, or worst of 2019. Speaking of other fragrances, again, that did not live up to previous releases, we have Acqua di Gio Absolu Instinct. Another one that I was psyched for. I couldn't wait to get it. Loved the bottle, the way it looked. But the scent itself, again, it's more of the same. That sweet tonka ambroxan combination. A ton of it in the market. Enough said, I don't have to get much into it. You know, the other iterations of Acqua di Gio I love, but this particular one fell short, and it's also another one that I will not be repurchasing. This next one here, which is the third to last from the house of Varvatos, over the past couple of years, the last 3 releases have been really uninspiring. We had the whole collaboration with Nick Jonas. We had the original Nick Jonas, which was like the bluish scent kind of one. We had the red one, which was the nicest one, the spice one. Funny enough, I didn't review here on the channel. And then we had the silver one, which is the last iteration of that collaboration. And that Nick Jonas, John Varvatos silver was really uninspiring. Again, more of the same, and one that I really, again, I don't even have that anymore. I gave it away. Because some of these fragrances, you know, if they're really uninspiring, it's something I'm not going to wear. You know, nowadays, having so many bottles, you know, I'll just give it away. So that one is one that I really couldn't bear wearing, having such other great scents to wear. I figure, let me give it to somebody who really will appreciate this. Again, they're not bad smelling scents. They're just very more of the same or lackluster in performance. They really fall short, and hence the fact they're in my worst releases. And from the Varvatos house, which we had some great ones in you know, Dark Rider Rebel, some really nice. I mean, Varvatos itself has problems with performance, but at least they gave us something that was really intriguing and unique. But these past Nick Jonas collaboration fragrances were not really inspiring or unique at all. So hence the fact they're in my worst. Second to last year is another one that yet I had tremendous hopes and I was really excited about, and this is Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau, the Beautiful. The fragrance is in fact very beautiful from the bottle itself to the scent. It was very nice smelling. It's a bergamot with tonka and coconut combination. However, I really wanted that coconut to pop and be pungent and strong, and that coconut was really faint and lackluster, sitting in the background, really, really smooth and soft. So Le Beau for me fell really, really short on my expectations in 2019, hence the fact that it is one of the worst releases for me. I hope Jean Paul Gaultier gets it together and puts up some nice releases for us like we were used to. Ultra Male, I think, was definitely the best one from the flankers over the past few years. And last but not least, my least favorite or the most disappointing release, one of the most disappointing, I think this is the most disappointing for me in 2019, is from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, which is one of my favorite houses of all time, with Dior, you know, the 2 most desirable designer houses in my opinion. And this particular one was Yves Saint Laurent's La Nuit de l'Homme 2019 Eau de Parfum edition. I really didn't like that fragrance, guys. If you have not, go watch my review. I'm just gonna say one thing. It is very uninspiring. It's nothing like the Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme that we're used to. It went to a different direction, that ambroxan sweet tonka direction that I'm just sick of. So I'm not pleased at all with this particular release, and I think that many of you watching this video are probably not pleased either. I just hope that we see better releases from these great designer houses that we come to love over the years. So that does it for the worst of 2019, and with that, I'm gonna give you guys my favorite release of 2019 altogether. This one takes the cake, takes the trophy, the number 1, bells and whistles. This is from the house of Nishani from Turkey, Istanbul. This is called Ani. This is a stellar, unbelievably good vanilla cardamom bomb. If you like vanilla, if you like oriental spicy scents, and you're a big fan of cardamom note, you have to check this one out. Beautiful quality on the bottle, beautiful sprayer with these particular fragrances, and the scent itself is just, it smells like $1 million. If you wear this fragrance, guys, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't tried this fragrance, I totally urge you guys to check this out. This is a true work of art. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but actually this fragrance won a Fifi Award for one of the best releases, niche releases of 2019, and rightfully so. This is a tremendous cardamom vanilla bomb. You have some red pepper here, you have ginger, it's spicy, it's sensual. It just envelops you like a perfect garment, a perfect leather suede jacket. Guys, check out Nishani Ani, one of my favorites. This is my favorite release of 2019, guys. This is a 50 ml bottle that I'm definitely gonna get 100 ml very soon, because I'm gonna be looking to wear a lot of this fragrance in 2020, guys. So definitely worth checking out. Let me know down in the comment section. These are just my opinions, of course. Take it with a grain of salt. Like I said in the beginning, fragrance is very subjective. We all have our tastes. But please let me know down in the comments which ones are your favorite top 5 or 10 releases of 2019 and which ones are your worst. I'm curious to find out what kind of fragrances you guys did not like at all in 2019, guys. Please Be sure to sound off down in the comments. I'd love to read your comments and reply, and we can start a little 2019 rewind conversation down in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for tuning in. You guys watching this video is the reason why I'm here, the reason why I do this. So please don't forget to show your support. Like this video, subscribe for a lot more, and please don't forget to turn on your notification bell icon. That way you get videos like these straight into your feed. And as always, in 2019, I used to tell you, I'm going to continue to say that in 2020. Guys, fragrance is emotion in motion. So wear what truly moves you. I'll see you again in the next one.